Welcome to the Getting Started guide for QuickNect ODBC for QuickBase. I'm assuming that you've been to the QuickNect homepage and that you've scrolled down here to the download area and that you've clicked on this button and downloaded the Windows version of QuickNect ODBC for QuickBase. Now, this one download covers not only the trial version but also the licensed version, so there's no need to reinstall after you've purchased. It covers also the desktop versions of Microsoft Windows, Windows 8, 7, Vista XP, as well as the server operating systems for Microsoft, Windows Server 2000 through 2012. Once you've done that, it's time to log into QuickBase. Now, if you were a car company, your login URL for QuickBase might be tesla.quickbase.com. Or if you were another kind of company, it might be acme.quickbase.com. In my case, it's QuNect.quickbase.com, but it will never be this URL for you. This is particular to myself. Here we type in our credentials, which is usually an email address and a password. Now, we're going to need the same information when we configure QuickNect ODBC for QuickBase. But we're also going to need a third piece of information, which is called an application token. Here from the My Apps page, we're going to dive into this AAA Project Manager application. And here we are on the home page for that application. And we're going to click on Settings. We're going to scroll down a little bit here, click on App Properties, and then we're going to click here on Manage Application Token. This takes us to the application token page. As you can see, there are no application tokens here. We have two links, one that allows us to assign an existing application token and one to create one from scratch. I'm going to click on the Create and we're going to give it a name. We could type in any name we want here. I'm going to type in QuickNect, but you can name it whatever you'd like. And this is the application token, this sequence of letters and numbers. We're going to copy this to the clipboard and we can put this in other applications using the Assign Existing Application Token link in other applications. I'm not going to do that right now, but that's something that you probably want to do. You probably want to have the same application token in all the applications that you want to access with QuickNect ODBC for QuickBase. Okay, now that we have our application token, we're going to go to the Start menu, click on All Programs, and then click on QuickNect ODBC for QuickBase. Here we can see several shortcuts. The top two are to ODBC administrator panels. On a 64-bit operating system, you're going to see two of these ODBC links. On a 32-bit operating system, you're only going to see the top one. I'm going to click on the top one, and that brings up the ODBC administrator panel. Here we can see that the installation of QuickNect ODBC for QuickBase created a user DSN and a system DSN. I'm going to configure this system DSN. Here we need to put in the username that we use to log into QuickBase with. And then we're going to type in the password, the same one that we use to log into QuickBase. Now here, QuickBase server, we need to put in the server that's part of the URL that we log into QuickBase with. If you were a car company, that might be tesla.quickbase.com. If you were another kind of company, that might be acme.quickbase.com. In my case, it's going to be QuNect.quickbase.com. But you're never going to use QuNect.quickbase.com. Now we're ready to press the Test Connection button. And if you're successful, you're going to see a little dialog like this that says no error. If you're not successful, you can try clicking Automatically Detect Proxy Settings and trying again. But don't check this box unless you have to. Now, the last piece of information we need to put in is the application token. We have it on the clipboard, so we're just going to paste it in. Okay, so that completes the configuration of our DSN. Now we can go back to the User tab and we can do the same thing with this DSN. And then you want to close out your ODBC administrator panel, and if you're on a 64-bit system, you're going to want to do the same thing with your 64-bit ODBC administrator panel. Again, here we have a User DSN and a System DSN. Now keep in mind that these ODBC administrator panels, the 32-bit and the 64-bit, look identical. And so it's very hard to tell which one you're in. If you try to switch from one to the other while keeping one of them open, you won't switch. You'll stay on the one that you've got open. So be careful to close out the ODBC Administrator panel before trying to open up the other one. That completes the configuration of QuickNect ODBC for QuickBase. Thank you very much.